Did you know that John Deere invented the tractor? The problem was fields were getting bigger, and it took more time to plow, plant, and harvest. So John Deere invented the tractor. The tractor could pull more than a horse. So that it takes less time and money, just gas and repairs.
All about Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was born on February 11, 1847 in Millen, Ohio. He was homeschooled for most of his life, but that did not stop him from going to the Cooper Union University. Inventing the light bulb. Well, Thomas Edison didn't exactly invent the light bulb, he just improved it. But let's not stop that from noticing how he changed the world. And you may ask, what was before the light bulb, or what happened before the light bulb? Well, these were called oil lamps, and these were people used as light before the light bulb. And here is the difference, as you can see. And you also may ask, why do we need the light bulb, and what is the difference from back then today? Here's a modern house with light, as we know today. And here's another modern house without light. As we can see, it is a big difference, and it's very hard to see. The end. I hope you enjoyed.
Henry Ford. Have you ever wondered how cars are made so fast? Or who had an impact in making cars better? Well, I have an answer. Henry Ford. Henry Ford was born July 30th, 1863 as the oldest child. When Henry was little, his dream was to make a horseless carriage. So that's what he did. He made something called the quadricycle. The quadricycle was a car that had no brakes and not a lot of stuff that the car has today. After Henry made the quadricycle, he realized how long it took to make a car. So the assembly line was made. The assembly line made it faster to make cars. One worker would learn how to make one step of the car. Henry Ford made the Model T, which only took 93 minutes to make one. Ford's car was also very affordable because that's something else that he wanted to do. He wanted to make cars more affordable. Henry Ford's invention helped us improve on making cars better and faster today. If Ford had not made the assembly line, cars would be made way slower. Made by Ava.
Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856 in Smiljan, Croatia. He went to school at Gymnasium Karlovac, Graz University of Technology, Charles University, and University of Graz. Nikola's family was poor. His father was a priest. His mother had no job but loved to invent. His father's name was Milutin, and his mother's was Juka. Interesting facts are he was born during a lightning storm, he had an amazing memory, he came up with the idea of the alternating current while on a walk, and he was a germaphobe. What did he do leading up to the invention? He worked as an engineer at Thomas Edison's Manhattan headquarters. Then he worked for George Westinghouse after a failed attempt to start his own Tesla electric light company, and a stint digging ditches for $2 a day, all the while inventing the first alternating current. What problem was the inventor trying to solve? The answer? How to distribute electricity safely and efficiently to homes, shops, and factories. What is the name of the invention? The names of the inventions are AC, or alternating current, and the Tesla coil. How it works. Alternating current periodically reverses its direction. As for the Tesla coil, the massive amount of energy makes the magnetic field collapse quickly and generates an electric current in the secondary coil. The voltage zipping through the air between the two coils creates sparks in the spark. How does this solve the problem? Alternating current allows power to be transmitted at very high voltages. The Tesla coil drives an air-cooled double-tuned resonant transformer to produce high voltages at low current. What is the impact on America? Alternating current transformed the electrical industry to be able to power motors, transmission systems, and other machines. The Tesla coil transmitted wireless telegraphy and electricity.
George Washington Carver was born a slave. It is assumed that he was born in 1861 because they did not record slaves' birthdays.
He was born in Diamond, Missouri. As a child, he got educated by his master's wife. He went to Iowa State Agricultural College, which is now Iowa State University, and he worked at Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institution. He got a bachelor's state degree in agricultural science and got a master's of science degree. The problem that George was trying to solve was that the soil would dry up because the farmers would only plant cotton. The other problem that he was trying to solve was that there were too many peanuts. His invention that solved the problem of dry soil was called switch cropping. It was where you would switch crops every other summer, and the crops that they would trade through is cotton, peanuts, and soybeans. Another invention that he created was different peanut products because there's so many peanuts being planted now. One of his peanut products was peanut oil. Another one of his peanut products was peanut butter. By creating switch cropping, it helped with the soil not drying out of nitrogen. By creating new peanut products, it helped with the amount of peanuts in the world and also gave us more foods. The peanuts changed the world because there were more peanut products, and the switch cropping changed the world because they had more crops now and the fields wouldn't dry out of nitrogen. This was made by Callie Ann Smith. I hope you learned a lot about George Washington Carver and want to use his peanut products and switch cropping.
George Washington Carver was born and raised in Diamond, Missouri, being born January 1st, 1864. George Washington Carver made 300 products made from peanuts, and his goal was to make people realize how useful they were. He went to Minneapolis High School and Iowa State University. But did he go to any other schools? Why, yes, he went to Simpson College. And yes, as you can see in this picture, it was founded in 1860. But George Washington Carver was actually never married. That's pretty shocking to some people. He had many brothers and sisters, but his parents, Mary and Giles, were in slavery, and their owner was Moses Carver. I hope you learned something new that you didn't know about George Washington Carver. This is Riley Chapman. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.
My name is Trinity. The name of my inventor is Henry Ford. His date of birth is July 30th, 1863. He was from Dearborn, Michigan. He went to a one-room school. He was one of 8 children. His parents' names were William and Mary Ford. When he was 16, he found work at Detroit's machine shops. Then he moved back to the farm and came back and got married and had a child named Ansel Bryant. Ford had been made chief engineer of the main Detroit Edison company plant, and he maintained electric service 24 hours a day. Then in 1896, he created the quadricycle. Then he also created several race cars. Then he had the Ford Motor Company Incorporated. Then in 1908, in October, he announced the birth of the Model T. The problem that Henry Ford was trying to solve was because at that time, automobiles were expensive custom-made machines. The name of the invention was the Model T. It worked because it was light and had great strength, and it was a self-starting machine. It solved the problem because it was a price anyone could afford, and made an impact on the world by changing the way people work because he improved and innovated the assembly line. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mariella, and today I will be telling you about George Washington Carver. George was born into slavery sometime in 1861. Because George was born into slavery, we don't know exactly when he was born. They don't keep exact birthdays on slaves. George's father died when he was just a kid, and his mother was taken by slave traders. George invented a bunch of sayings out of peanuts. We consider him a peanut man. Thanks to George Washington Carver, now we have all sorts of things made out of peanuts, including soaps, peanut oil, and Reese's. George Washington Carver attended Iowa State University. He got his bachelor's degree in agricultural science in 1894, a master's degree in agricultural science in 1896. For most of George Washington Carver's career, he taught and conducted research at the Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute, now known as Tuskegee University, in Tuskegee, Alabama. George Washington Carver died January 5th, 1943. He has a monument in Diamond Grove, Missouri, where he grew up. Thank you for watching my presentation and hope you learned something new. This is Mariella, signing off.